Dude, the cam is so high quality.
Dude, I know, my webcam's good.
It fixes.
Alright, anyway, this is the gun. You might recognize it from Smash Brothers. This is the Super Scope. It was the successor to the Zapper, the NES Zapper. It uses technology to shoot the screen. Also, fun fact, you can see the infrared laser coming out of the top here from my webcam. You can't actually see this in real life, but the webcam picks it up. That's cool. So Yoshi Safari is one of the very few games that actually uses a Super Scope for the SNES. Which is unfortunate because the Super Scope is actually a pretty cool thing. But oh well. It's a rail shooter game, so the majority of it is auto-scrollers, which makes for a great speedrun. But every time you get hit, you slow down a little bit, so the perfect run would not get hit at all. And then, of course, there's bosses, which are the actual part that you can speedrun. Alright, let me calibrate the gun here. Am I ready? Yes, let's go. Alright, and whenever you are ready, I am ready. Okay, I think we're already ready, because Rezi already muted himself. If you're not ready, say something, because I'm about to do the countdown. Okay, we're ready. So, again, I'll count down from 5, and we'll start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice is I'm not doing the levels in order. I picked my route to be, puts the RNG first. So this boss, which is Wendy, is like the most RNG heavy boss in the game. And that's why we do this level first. Like, you can lose minutes to Wendy, which is a lot of time in this game because it's all auto-scrollers. So even if you've never played this game before, you can get within like 5 to 10 minutes of world record. But Wendy can just add another 2 minutes to your run if you're unlucky. Alright, so the Super Scope has a turbo function to it, so I can turn the turbo on or off. Most of the time I'll have it on, just because it's easier to hold down the button than to spam it a bunch. Nah, I didn't get her. You can get Wendy on the very first cycle, but it's like, it's a couple frames. So basically this boss fight is you have to wait for the anvil to land directly above her, and then you shoot it. And that's it. Sometimes it can take ages for them to sync up. Alright, we got her. 2 hits. Just takes 3 hits. So this is actually pretty good RNG so far. No, we aren't gonna get her this time. Nope. Anyway, more about the turbo. When you use the turbo function, the power meter goes down, and when your power meter hits 0, you can't shoot anymore. So you need to like control when you use the turbo and when not to use the turbo, because once you run out of power, you can't shoot anymore. But if you don't use turbo and instead like do your own manual turbo by like pressing the button really fast, your power meter does not go down. So really, the best way of playing this game is to never use turbo and just be really good at mashing the button. But that really hurts your shoulder and arms because the way you have to hold this thing. So I sacrifice a little bit of time just so that my arms don't fall off. It's like right now, I don't really need to be using the turbo, but it's just easier. And as long as I don't get hit, I'm not losing any time from it. This is the first stage where you can fall off into the water. If an enemy hits you, you get, like, recoil and you bounce around. And usually the stages have, like, walls on both sides, so it doesn't really matter, you just lose a little bit of time. And these stages, if you fall in the water, it costs, like, 5 to 10 seconds for Yoshi to get back out of the water. Alright, and then the star lets you just sit back and relax. You literally don't have to do anything. Yeah. Another thing I should mention is I'm not controlling Yoshi at all. I could with the second controller. But I'm not sure. I don't think you get much faster by controlling Yoshi with the second controller. You can control whether he goes left and right, but you can't really control whether he goes fast or slow. Which, in certain sections, like Yoshi doesn't really automatically follow the path very well and he bumps into the wall a bit. You might be able to save a little bit of time there, but generally I don't mess with the second controller just because I'm already using both of my hands to control this gun. I think it was mainly meant for like having one person control Yoshi and the other person control Mario, but it's totally possible to do both. So here's an example where I used up my turbo and I couldn't shoot as fast. But if I was not using turbo the whole time and just spamming the heck out of the button, then I would have beat that boss a little bit quicker. So this is Larry, I think. I never remember what Koopa is actually in all these machines. Yeah, that's Larry. I just remember what the boss looks like. This is a, like... I don't even know what you call this. A sea urchin? I got him in 3 cycles. It's possible to kill him in 2 there, but you gotta be really good. It's funny that this game keeps track of your score, and it has a leaderboard and everything, but it has no save memory, so as soon as you turn off the game, it just forgets everything that just happened. This game also has a time limit, which I don't know how in a rail shooter how you're gonna run out of time. But nevertheless, it's there, in case you do run out of time. The game does have 2 modes. It has an easy mode and a hard mode. I'm playing the easy mode right now. There's hard mode that's ridiculously hard. Easy mode is like ridiculously easy. You don't even have to pay attention to your health at all, because you just don't take damage as much. But hard mode is like almost impossible. I've never been able to play hard mode and finish the game without game overing at least once. Alright, so these doors, this is I think the 3rd one I've hit so far, control whether you go left or right, and of course, in a speedrun you make sure you always pick the route that's the fastest. I believe in this course, going left triggers a mini-boss, so definitely way faster to go right. Right, now we got Squid, which I believe this is Iggy. First you gotta shoot his tentacles off. Both sides. And then you can shoot the tentacles on the bottom off when he jumps out of the water. So you can see that I'm not really paying attention to anything that's coming and shooting Yoshi. Because, like, you don't take any damage. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how easy this game is. I think the Big Boo fight in one of the later worlds is the only fight where it's actually hard, not hard, to die in. Oh, and maybe the Magic Koopa fight, since that fight's really RNG. But that's only if you're really unlucky. Alright, number 1. This was intended to be the first level you play. You could tell because it's like super easy. And it's really short. Let's see, there should be a question block somewhere. There it is. So that just has a coin in it. If you play this level first, that question block has a flower in it. And the flowers in these games give you more power. It's really important to pick a stage that has a fire flower in it first. That way you can get your power upgrade as soon as possible. Because you'll get, let's see, the first and the 5th question blocks that you encounter can have a flower in it. The other ones will just have coins. So you want to make sure you pick a stage. Your 1st and 5th stages have to have ones that have flowers in it. Alright, so you can shoot the cannons on the sides, or you can just immediately shoot Lemmy. Also, I don't know if you're supposed to be able to shoot him while he's down, but there is a very small window where you can hit him when he's ducking there. I guess the hardest part is aiming. I don't know why the screen had to scroll there, just to make sure he was dead. Stage clear. Level 7. Alright, so you've noticed that there's like parts where you can jump. This part might be faster to jump. I haven't really timed it out yet. I think it might be easier. It's definitely easier to not jump, but those spinies take like 3 hits to kill, and you can see I ran into one of them because I couldn't kill him in time, even with the turbo. But you can actually jump over enemies as well. It's just that the jumping is so clunky, and like you can't really control your height, you just jump. So you have to like make sure that when you jump, you land somewhere that's not going to be where an enemy is going to be. Because when you're in the air, you can't really shoot at anything that's on the ground. And this part's wonderful. You can't even see where you're going. Just jump over all this. There you go. Just so you can see you can jump over stuff. This game has really cool mechanics. It's just like really simple. I feel like it could have been such a better game if they made like twice as much content or more. But it's still one of my favorite games. Alright, so this boss fight is Roy. You just gotta shoot off all the hot air balloon's appendages. Don't ask me how these like mechanical arms can function when they're on the hot air balloon part of the hot air balloon. But somehow he figured out how to do it. Dude, nice aim. Also, it is totally possible to shoot Yoshi in the back of the head. I can show that off. All it does is take life away. And he gets really angry and sad. And he looks at you, he's like, why did you do that? There we go. He's like, why, Mario, why? Dude, Roy, where are you going? Hello? There we go. Apparently I've never taken that long to kill him before. On to level 2. After this really long cutscene of collecting this jewel. The plot in this game is ridiculous. You have to, so this world, Jewel Land or whatever it's called, was taken over by Bowser and his Koopa kids. And they stole the jewels, and you have to retrieve them to return something to the land. I don't know. I barely ever pay attention to the cutscenes. It has like one of the most cliche, stupid cutscenes at the end when you beat the game. Unfortunately, it takes a really long time, so you probably won't be able to see it on the marathon. But you can like look it up on YouTube if you really want to waste your time and laugh at how stupid the ending of this game is. Oop. Oh, come on, I jumped after I got hit. I think this... No, this stage doesn't have a mini-boss in it. Or does it? No, it doesn't. There's another stage later on that's brown that has a... I think a lack 2 that you fight. Not yet. Now we've got Ludwig, and all you gotta do is hit the big red button. Basically just a giant button that says, shoot me. Like, they're smart enough to build these giant machines, but they just leave glaring buttons to shoot. Alright, and I don't think you need to shoot his hands. You could just shoot his mouth. Or not. Nope, he's not going to open his mouth until I kill his hands. There we go. Now he's going to shoot out of his mouth. This is so trivial with the turbo. And he's dead. Or no, he's not dead, he just surrendered. Koopa kids never die, even after they've been plunged in lava. Another thing I just, like, thought of is that your life is refilled after every stage. That's another thing that could have made this, like, a little more challenging. Because you can get mushrooms out of the question blocks. I've probably hit them, and you've probably seen them. I just kind of don't even pay attention to them. But the items you grab from the question blocks can be used during the boss fight. The mushroom can be used to refill some of your life. There's a stopwatch which adds to your timer in case you've run out of time. And then there's a berry, which is actually officially called nuts, I think. There's our second fire flower. And the nuts give you, I think, a better defense. Pretty sure they're a defensive item. It's been a while since I've actually used one to see what it does. And then the 1-up gives you an extra life in case you ever run out of lives. In case you ever die, ever. Alright, here's the mini-boss. This is a Sledge Brother. So, if you're good enough, since you have full power, if you keep your turbo on him the whole time, you can hold down the turbo button and never let go, and you'll defeat him. And you don't even have to wait for it to refill just because he has such low HP. There, we just got a mushroom. I can... Well, it depends on if we're actually going to be low on health or not. You can use an item in the boss fight. I think you have to shoot these cannons before whoever's left. Who's left? I'm trying to think. Oh, it's Morton. For some reason I thought it was somebody with rainbow hair. Again, this is another RNG boss. And whether he comes out of his hat or shoots at you or jumps is completely random. Might consider putting this level further up in the route, because you can lose quite a bit of time from this frog just continuously jumping and shooting at you. Alright, so we defeated the first 8 levels. Or 7 levels? 7 levels, I think. And then the game's like, oh, you beat the game. Oh, no. You beat the game. Oh, wait, no, there's more levels. So we do level 8. But then after we beat these levels, then the game's over. For sure, right? And surely there can only be 11 levels. We go left here. Actually, I think this is the level I was thinking of when I said that there was a mini-boss. Yeah, because it's right here. You defeat Blue Fire Snake. Wow, my gun is really off-center. For some reason, I don't know if it's my sensors set up incorrectly, or maybe you just can't shoot that close to the TV, or that close to the edge. The very right edge, just for some reason I can't shoot anywhere near the right edge, which is unfortunate for that boss because he likes to be on the right edge of the screen. I could shoot the left edge just fine. The right edge, like, that's as far as I can go. And I don't know, I don't think I ever remember being able to shoot the right edge of the screen, so I don't know. Jump over this lava. If you fail to jump, you'll like walk through the lava and just lose a bunch of health. And like the entire time you tread through the lava, like Yoshi gives you this disappointed look. Mario, why did you make me walk through this? Alright, so Magic Koopa is a dumb boss. Completely RNG where he shows up. Completely RNG how many times he fakes you out. And he takes forever. It's like a billion hits. You basically just gotta sit in the middle. And when you see him, then you shoot him as quick as you can. And he's dead. Oh, wait, no, he's just got bigger. And sometimes when he's in this phase, you can hit him, but he just doesn't take damage for some reason. Like, clearly the bullets hit him, but he doesn't take damage. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Because if you miss him, he like does a little animation, wastes about a second. Plus he shoots you with his magic, which hurts you if you're low on health somehow. That was actually a really good magic fight. I'd say that was way above average, actually. Usually he fakes you out way more than that. I'll take it. Alright, let me do level 9 next. This is the spooky level. It's spooky because these boos can just spawn right in front of your face and give you absolutely no time to shoot them. Also, they don't, like, die when you hit them. They kind of, like, hide their face. And sometimes they wake up. I still don't understand how they work, because sometimes they never wake up, and sometimes they wake up, like, right before they hit you. It's really frustrating, because you lose a lot of time to hitting these boos, and there's, like, nothing you can do about it, because you clearly am just spamming the heck out of them. But somehow they're able to hit you still. We want to go right here. This path is like way faster than going the other way. Like a good 15 seconds or so. This is also a really long level. Fall down hole, and part 2. And then the boss fight is Big Boo here, and it is the most frustrating boss fight out of all of them. Figures, since the boos in this level are so frustrating, the boss has got to be frustrating too, huh? Oh, I completely missed that too, dude. Focusing too much on jumping over the spinies. Alright, whatever. I got hit by that spiny, and then I also finished the level. Or finished Lac 2 off. Alright. So, got the star. There's not very many enemies here, which is weird. I don't know why they put a star there. Also, the star doesn't last very long. Alright, so this level fortunately gives you a mushroom. So the one boss fight where it's actually kind of easy to take damage and almost die, they do give you a mushroom. So if you're low on health, you can just use the mushroom, and it's basically impossible to die. See it like that. Screw you, Boo. I don't know how you hit me. I think that was the guy that was like way off screen, somehow managed to hit me. Warning. Alright, so Boo here likes to go invisible, and when he's invisible, you can't hit him. That's basically it. Also, another good reason why you take so much damage in this boss fight is because these, like, I don't know, they're supposed to be rocks. Like, pieces of the background come flying at you. And when you're in the type of thought as I am during these boss fights, you don't pay attention to anything but spamming. There, I just used the mushroom to show off that you can regain health. And then comes this phase where you have to hit the Boo that has his tongue stuck out. And they move, he like moves around so erratically, it's really hard to hit him. Also, it like moves left and right, you don't know which way he's actually gonna move. It's just frustrating. This is easily the most difficult boss, especially in hard mode, where it's like, you're basically guaranteed to die at least once. Alright, level 11. And then one more level. Alright, so this is the other stage that you can fall off in the water. So you have to be sure to kill as many enemies as you can, because if just one fish hits you wrong, you can go flying off into the water. I believe this is another level that you might benefit from using the second controller, because you might be able to corner cut some of these edges. Since there's no walls, you can probably get pretty close to these corners to save a fraction of a second on each turn. But I wouldn't know. Shooting more fish. Oh, that was close. That guy almost got me. Another thing I wish this game had was a hit percentage counter to see like how good you are at actually shooting things. But it does not have that either. I imagine my hit percentage is really bad. Alright, so this boss is really easy, it just takes forever. All you gotta do is shoot the Koopa in the little tank thing, and sometimes he goes underwater. And that's it. Oh, but wait, there's another Koopa. Yeah, there's 4 Koopas. You have to kill all 4 of them. Fortunately, it's a good time to refill your power meter when he's under the water. Oh my gosh, he just keeps going underwater. This reminds me of that Mario Party game where you have to like, there's like a line on a piece of paper and you have to try to trace it as best as you can. Basically the same thing here, except you have to trace where this Koopa goes. Alright, and then this happens, and then all you gotta do is shoot the big Koopa in the mouth. You can only shoot him when his mouth's open though. Come on. Open your mouth. Open your mouth, buddy. What are you doing? What is this RNG? There you go. He literally had 2 hits left. And then, of course, he just takes his time exploding. You gotta sit through all this. At this point, your arms are starting to hurt a little bit from holding up the gun. Ugh. Thankfully, it has this wonderful shoulder pad. If it didn't have this, I don't know if I'd be able to run this game. Alright, level 10. The last level? Question mark? Surely it's the last level. No way there's a hidden level. Oops. I think this level's pretty short, isn't it? I think it is. Go left here. And to the right, there's a mini boss fight. Ooh, that guy spawned right in front of me. The enemy spawns are kind of random. Like, they're not random in that I know that a group of Goombas is gonna spawn here, and a group of fireballs are gonna spawn here. But like the pattern that they spawn in is gonna be different every time. So there's not really an easy way of being able to tell exactly where each enemy is gonna spawn. Sometimes enemies spawn right in front of your face, sometimes you get to see them way before they actually get to you. So this boss, Charge and Chuck, throws bombs at you. All you gotta do is shoot him, just like always. The bombs do a lot of damage, but like you can kill him before you can even get close to dying. Like I didn't defensively shoot any bombs that came at me, and I only lost half of my health. So that's it, the game's over. Oh wait, look, there's a conspicuous cloud. Oh look, it's level 12. Now this is the last level. As shown by Bowser's face when you hit him, or hit that level. So as the final level, it is the only level to have Mecha Koopas. And it also has like a boss rush thing before you actually fight Bowser. Oh, another thing I should mention, another downside to Turbo is that when you're using Turbo, you're more likely to shoot bullets that don't hit anything. And the more bullets that are on screen, the like laggier the game is. So by using Turbo, you're actually losing a little bit of time for every bullet that doesn't hit an enemy. Just because it's using up some processing time. So here's the Mecha Koopas. You want to hit them right before you run into them, or else they'll like wake up before you get to them, and then they hit you, and then you lose time. Here, I'm gonna show off what happens if you don't jump over one of these. So that's what happens. I don't know what that's supposed to be, like an electricity beam or what, but it takes away health, and then you immediately get a mushroom that basically just gives you back all of the health you just lost from that. I completely missed that. I don't know what that was supposed to be. It doesn't matter. The boss rush basically just plays all the mini bosses that you fought, and in between each one it gives you an item. So like you're never gonna run out of health. Unless you're like really bad at this game somehow. I think the path on this room is really wide because it wants you to be able to roam around when you're using the second controller. I don't know how effective that is when going off against these guys. All I know is that I'm able to just spam kill them right away, so I see no benefit in being able to move around. Some fancy jumping here. There's a green question block that spawns after every boss, and you want to pick that up as soon as possible because you can't advance until you pick up that item. So you'll see after I kill a boss, I shoot towards the middle of the screen because that's where the question block spawns. Fight this guy again. Come on. Stop being over there. You know I can't shoot you from there. Alright, and then this is the final boss. Of course, we fight Bowser, but he's in his armor suit first. So, like all the other Mecha Koopa machines, all you gotta do is dismantle it piece by piece, and then eventually it explodes. And I do have a mushroom item, too, if I'm low on health for some reason. So this cannon that's in Bowser's belly can actually, like, if you don't shoot him enough, like if you're not using turbo, like he can actually shoot a giant laser beam out of his belly and it like deletes half of your health. But with the turbo, I don't see how it's possible to do that. First we have to shoot his hands until they're bandaged up. Okay, every time he does like that earthquake and it makes that weird sound, like I can't shoot. It's really annoying. Alright, so now he's gonna shoot fire at me. And you just gotta shoot him in the mouth. It just so happens that like he shoots fire, as long as you're aiming towards his mouth, like you're gonna shoot the fire. Also time is soon. On the last hit. Time. Bowser is dead. He's not dead, he surrendered. Sorry. Bowser surrendered, and we saved the world. Thanks to Mario and Yoshi. And then there's a dumb cutscene that you probably don't want to watch ever.
Yo.
Yo.
You got a 3958? I think.
3957, close enough.
Dang. It's all over. Reset. We gotta
Hey,
do
that was
it
pretty
again.
accurate though. Some of the timing has been like really weird.
That was hitbox.
Oh
earlier.
yeah, that's right.
I actually had one. I had one earlier. That was
Nice.
That made me happy.
All right. So
Well, thank you.
Thank
your
you for
runs,
having
Dots.
me.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed the cam.
I hope everybody
Nice
enjoyed the
touch.
cam.
Yeah, delete your cam and your gross
No.
face off here.
How dare you? All right, so that closes out the Mario block, doesn't it?
Yep. Next we've got a collection truck with Twitch